Just about the tipping, the girls in Aspen are very expensive, so as big a tip as you can.
I always say that they say, here, this one just here, that got
He's dominating the ball.
Their fight song. Well, I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, a Yankee Doodle Dandy. I'm a real life nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. She's my Yankee Doodle Dandy. She was went to town for my Veronica. I am that Yankee Doodle guy. Now we're riding that boardwalk.
to sit down? I always name somebody. And everybody else says, you might name me.
I can go down this.
Okay, welcome everybody again to the second last night of our celebration. We've got some housekeeping to do first. The very first thing is that there's no dessert here tonight. No, we haven't run out of money yet. Diane's got a function on the pool, so after we've finished singing, after we've eaten and sung and the band is sick of us, everybody who wants to can go back to the pool, and there'll be drinks and some desserts there, I think leftovers from last night.
At least you didn't say skinny.
The program tonight is I want to announce something else, a couple of housekeeping things, and then I'm going to take up Ben's invitation and just recite 2 short poems that the Australians in particular may enjoy. We'll do another one or two tomorrow night, and then John Teagan will speak, and then Fred Drake will speak, and then we'll eat and enjoy the band, and then there'll be singing and dancing and all those things we like to do. So the other big housekeeping thing is that 14 of us went on a skidoo trip today.
Yeah.
I do enjoy my poetry, and there are just a couple of short poems I thought I'd share with you. The first is the first half of Banjo Patterson's first famous poem, and I'd say Banjo is, I'll go back a little bit. Australia has 2 historic poets, bush poets. One is Banjo Patterson, who was enormously optimistic and painted a glorified picture of the bush. The other one was, help me,
Henry
Lawson, and he was the opposite, he was extremely pessimistic. And tomorrow night I'll do a short pessimistic poem, but tonight I'll do the first half of Banjo's most famous poem, and then I'll update it with a little bit of modern politics. But Clancy of the Overflow goes, I had written him a letter, which I had for want of better knowledge, sent to where I met him down the Lachlan years ago. He was shearing when I knew him, so I sent the letter to him, just on spec, addressed as follows, Clancy of the Overflow. And an answer came directed in a writing unexpected, and I think the same was written in a thumbnail dipped in tar. 'Twas his shearing mate who wrote it, and verbatim I will quote it, Clancy's gone to Queensland droving, and we don't know where he are. In my wild erratic fancy, visions come to me of Clancy, droving cattle down the Cooper where the overlanders go. With the cattle slowly stringing, Clancy rides behind them singing, for the drover's life has pleasures that the townsfolk never know. I have to read the next 2 lines. And the bush hath friends to meet him, and their kindly voices greet him, in the murmur of the breezes and the rivers on its bars, and he sees the vision splendid of the sunlit plains extended, and at night the wondrous glories of the everlasting stars. So that's how his poem went, and then it went into things that are not so good. But a bit over 100 years later, between the 2 Iraq wars, there were sanctions imposed on Saddam Hussein in Iraq, and we were not allowed to sell wheat to Iraq. And at the time, the Australian Wheat Board had a monopoly on wheat sales. The Canadian and American wheat industry wanted to destroy that monopoly because we were significant world sellers, and most of the guys who worked for the Wheat Board were the sons of wheat farmers and did a really great job. And somehow or other, the following happened and the Wheat Board was destroyed. And in the political furore that followed, there were suggestions that John Howard knew what had happened. And it goes like this. I had written him a letter, which I had, for want of better knowledge, sent to where I met him at the Wheat Board years ago. He was chairman when I knew him, so I sent the letter to him, just on spec, to let him know that Howard doesn't want to know. And an email came directed, not entirely unexpected, and I think the same was written in some Middle Eastern bar. 'Twas his CEO who wrote it, and verbatim I will quote it, Trevor Flugy's gone to Baghdad, and we don't know where he are. But when he left Australia, He was going to deal with Alia, a trucking mob in Jordan who were keen to grease the wheels. For 10% commission, we could get Saddam's permission to get our wheat accepted. It's the mother of all deals. Now, I guarantee, Prime Minister, that there's nothing at all sinister. The chaps from DFAT told us that the sums were quite okay. When you're selling wheat in billions, what's a quick 300 million? If it keeps the Nationals happy, it's a tiny price to pay. Sitting here at Kirribilli, I've been thinking willy-nilly that it's somehow reminiscent of the children overboard. But I can handle Rudd and Beasley, as I always do quite easily, by endlessly protesting that there's nothing untoward. I'll tell Bush next time I meet him, at the White House when I greet him, that I'm sure he'll overlook, and that I'm sure he'll understand the wheat board's quid pro quo. He'll forgive this tiny error in the global war on terror when I look him in the eye and tell him how I didn't know.